Around 2 months ago, I finished recording a video after a long 2 hours because that's how long it took me back then to record a simple video like this. Nowadays, it takes me like 30 minutes, but back then it took me like 2 hours. And then I also had to edit it and upload it to YouTube, which took like another 1 hour. So it was 3 hours of work in total, which is nothing against what I can do now. But it was a really big accomplishment, nonetheless. I was really proud of myself. And I took like the entire morning of my daily routine just to record that one video alone. And so, by the time noon came around and it was like 12 a.m., I was really beginning to be hungry. And also keep in mind that I also woke up at 5 a.m. to, do my morning routine, like, meditating, gratitude journaling, and exercising. So I was already feeling kind of burned out, and I just wanted to eat. Because, I'm a teenager, and I need to gain some muscle mass after all. And luckily, I wouldn't have to wait for long, because our dad invited us to go to this really nice restaurant where we really like to go to. It is quite fancy, but not really. It is in the woods on a tall mountain, so the vibe there is just amazing. There's amazing nature, and plus you can order any meal that is famous in Slovakia in there. You have everything from steaks, from deep fried cheese, from schnitzels, from halushki, you get what I'm saying. It's just amazing. And so when we eventually got there, after like half an hour of driving, I could literally feel my stomach eating itself from the inside out. And so I really wanted something. And so I ordered this like roasted chicken with french fries, I think. And when they finally brought us the food, after like another half an hour, so it was already like half 3 p.m., I think. It was like 14:30 p.m. I was ready to absolutely demolish the food that was in front of me. And if you would ever see me eating something in a restaurant, then you would have noticed that I always eat the vegetables first and then I eat everything else. Because it helps me with, digesting. I don't feel as heavy after eating it. So naturally, my instincts instantly took over. And I went over to eat the first tomato that I saw. I absolutely impaled the tomato like I was Vlad the Impaler, Dracula from Romania. And I felt something really weird. The tomato was a little bit more harder than usual, but I couldn't care less. So I just instantly put it inside of my mouth and I started chewing. And then my family started to talk about politics. So I started to, listen, to basically, maybe even join in on the conversation. And before I knew it, my entire mouth was on fire. And my taste buds were ruined for like the next 20 minutes, I think. For the next 20 minutes, I felt just like total discomfort and just hot demonic hell inside of my mouth. As it turns out, the tomato was a chili pepper. And I don't know how many Scovilles it had for any of you, scalers, but even I, who doesn't have much experience with chili peppers and who doesn't eat regularly spicy food, even I was able to survive it. Like, it wasn't unbearable, it was just that the pain was just constantly there for like 20 minutes straight. But I could survive it without even drinking any water, so it was fine. It's probably like a 7 out of 10 pain, which was nothing. And instead of lashing out on the outside world, oh, why me? Why did this happen to me? I instead asked myself, how can I prevent this in the future? And then I remembered something. I have broke one of the three nevers that every man should follow in his life. And the three nevers are never complain, never explain, and the last one that I broke was to never act fast. Because emotional men are weak men. We already know that, right? When you act on impulse 99% of the time, like I did right there, for example, you are more compatible with women than with men, and you will get less respected as a result. Like the instant that I told everyone that in my family that it was a chili pepper, my mom instantly started to criticize me like, "Oh, you should have just checked it more." And my dad, he didn't say anything because he knows the three nevers of men. And my brother did too. And so, the fact that we as men have these three nevers that we should never do, never explain, never complain, and never act fast, that is the one fact that we always have to stay mindful about. Because otherwise, you'll be a weak man. You won't get the respect from society, from our clan, for example. To say, you will have it really hard in your life. And so that's why, my friend, you need to improve your stoicism skill and your patience. And you do this from just learning from your everyday mistakes and to always stay mindful. So just start meditating, watching long form educational videos on YouTube, and to read books to slowly improve your attention span. Because let's be totally honest, even after years of me being on self-improvement. Like, I seriously got onto self-improvement in like summer of 2023. That was when I started to wake up at 5 a.m. to meditate and stuff like that. So even after a year of improving my mental health and my focus, I still get succumbed to the agitation of hunger from time to time. So it's okay if you do. What we should blame are the big corporations that just care to keep you on their platforms for as long as possible. Just think about it. Why is TikTok a short form platform? Because when you scroll on it, you get quick dopamine boosts that just keep you going on, scrolling on another videos over and over and over again just to fuck up your attention span more and more. And then when someone talks to you, you just subconsciously start to do this like weird dance. You start to hum, I don't know, whatever bullshit that is popular on TikTok, and you just aren't concentrated at all. And then you cannot remember these valuable life lessons. Like, for example, this one to never act fast as a man. In our clan, we reject the modernity, we reject the damage that the big corporations have done to us. And so you need to apply this new philosophy in your everyday life from now on. You, as a man, need to be more still, more like a rock. And I'm not saying to never experience any emotions in your everyday life, but to basically improve your stoicism skill and your emotional intelligence. Because you see, masculine energy and becoming more masculine, it's only about improving your emotional intelligence, becoming more still in everyday life, becoming stronger both mentally and physically. Because you see, as a man, every single second that you're living through, even right now, is a test. It is a test if you're strong, if you're masculine, and if you're stoic. If you're truly worthy of having sex with your future wife, if you're truly worthy of having the respect of other men, if you're truly worthy of having financial, location, and time freedom, if you're truly worthy of having physical health and mental health as well, and if you fail the test, if you, for example, eat more sugar than you should, then your gut tells you you're not worthy of having a 10 out of 10 godly physique like you truly desire. If you scroll on YouTube for 10 hours straight and not even watching a single second of educational content like this, for example, then you don't deserve to have a mental health that is literally rivaling that of a Buddhist monk, for example. If you constantly flip through business models on impulse because you've been doing dropshipping for like 3 months and you haven't seen any progress at all, then you don't deserve to have financial, location, and time freedom. If you lash out, if you act on impulse, if you're this feminine soy bitch that you've been for most of your life, then you don't deserve to have the respect from the people around you. The definition of feminine energy is agitation. Feminine energy is always changing and trying to change everything with it also. That is why women are so emotional, because they want to change everyone, and that is the goal of feminine energy. But the goal of masculine energy is to stay still, to stay strong, to stay stoic, to stay more masculine, more stronger. You get what I'm saying? When you fail these tests, When you fail these tests of feminine energy trying to influence you, then you're not worthy. You basically become one with the feminine energy because you succumb to the test. You change yourself and you become more feminine. Because the cake that you ate yesterday that you know you shouldn't have, the video game that you played yesterday for just 1 hour just to relax, business model that you don't work on anymore because you saw another attractive business model on YouTube, for example, and the stressful situations that you found yourself during your entire life where you lashed out and everyone started to criticize you that you're weak. All of those are feminine energy in action. Feminine energy is not just located in women, but in everything that is around us. In the light that is trying to, make you more awake, that is feminine energy trying to change you. The water that you drink, that is changing you also because you're becoming more hydrated. Your phone, even if it's not alive, it is outputting feminine energy because it is trying to, get you to grab it and to watch, I don't know, some bullshit content on YouTube, for example. That is feminine energy in action. And when you succumb to these tests, you change yourself and you fail the test of getting the respect. You fail to be worthy of the delayed gratification. Now, of course, when I ate that chili pepper, of course I didn't start crying and screaming on the top of my lungs. No, I just said that, oh, that was a chili pepper. And, everyone like turned to me and I didn't do anything. I just, ate it, swallowed it, and I just, continued to eat my food like nothing had happened. That was a true example of never acting fast, of just slowing down and thinking about your next action that you will take. And so, how do you make sure that you never relapse on not acting fast? Well, my friend, it is by applying the 99 and the 1% rule. You see, 99% of all of these little temptations that life throws at you, all of these feminine tests, have 1% of all the impact on your reputation and stuff like that. Me eating that chili pepper had no effect on my reputation because my parents and my brother barely even remember it anymore. And if I told it to them, like, sure, they will remember it because it happened like a month ago. But like 10 years down the line, they wouldn't care at all. So it had no impact on my reputation when you think about it. But on the other hand, the 1% of all the temptations, these are the big temptations. Like, for example, you grabbing your phone and relapsing on, trying to quit TikTok, you eating that, cake, getting more belly fat. That is an example of the 1% of the temptations that have 99% of the impact on your reputation. But like I said, these 1% of temptations, they're really rare. They basically come like 4 times per day, I would say. So when these really, really important temptations come, like for example, you almost lashing out and making a scene that everyone will make fun of you, or for example you grabbing your phone, or you eating that donut, or for example you thinking about switching a business model, those are the 1% of temptations. And you need to use your willpower to hold yourself back and your mindfulness to not lash out. Because willpower is limited. And when you use it on only these 1% of temptations, you save as much of it as possible. And your willpower muscle will grow like there's no tomorrow. When these little temptations come, like for example, your mom trying to, convince you to wear a different t-shirt, or for example, being a rainy day so you cannot go outside, well, you can just take advantage of it. You can go read a book instead, like for example. And when your mom tells you to change your t-shirt, just do it, bro. Because of course, just remember, 99% of all the temptations that your mom throws at you have only 1% effect on your reputation. And the same is vice versa. So always keep in mind that 99% of all of these temptations, they are never pushing you in the first place. If you want to escape mediocrity and join a healthy clan where we are working tirelessly on ourselves every single day, where we are improving like there's no tomorrow and becoming the best version of ourselves. If you want to meet other people who share the same values as you, who will grow with you and be like your healthy competition, then please join our Discord clan in the description and become a part of the family. As I know that if you're watching this video 15 minutes in, then I believe that you have way more potential than you think you have. You will be a very powerful asset to us in this fight against modernity, against this fight against these evil competitions who ruin our attention spans. Because you know what happens when an emotional man is bullied at school, right? He comes home, he grabs his father's shotgun, and he kills like 200 people. That's what happens when you don't improve your attention span and when you act fast, like a little bitch. So will you let yourself embarrass yourself to that extent? Or will you continue to stay productive and on the right path of self-improvement, even if it means to not see a single sign of progress, even after a year? Know that you will pick the right choice. So join us in the family. You can subscribe if you like. You can like the video. Join the email list in the description. Comment on which part of the video you liked the most and which part of the video you will implement. And with that being said, thank you so much for watching this video, and remember, no one is better at being you.